If you're struggling with your meal prep, chances are it's not because of your cooking, it's most likely because of your menu planning skills. A lot of people fail their meal prep even before they start cooking. And so today we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to plan a menu to make you successful on your meal prep. This is chapter 1 of your meal prep saga, the menu. Planning your menu is going to determine if your food is going to survive during the week in your fridge or if it's going to slowly die throughout the week. So I feel like a lot of people, when they're planning their menu, they think about what they want to eat, and that's okay. You have to meal prep things that you actually want to eat. But another important question is this food going to survive in my fridge for a week? So that's the issue. We have to keep in mind that food changes after we cook. So a couple hours after you cook a stew, for example, it's going to have a different texture. It's going to have a different flavor. So the moisture content is going to change. The texture is going to change. The flavor is going to change. Sometimes it will improve. Sometimes it will decline depending on the dish. So that's another thing to take in consideration. Try to analyze if the food that you are choosing is going to improve with time or if it's going to decline with time. So the bottom line is that some preparations are more suitable for meal prep because they will improve with time or stay the same, while other preparations are less suitable for meal prep because they're going to change the texture, they're not going to retain moisture, and they're not going to be good after a couple of days in the fridge. With that in mind, another thing to take in consideration is if your items are going to be stored in the fridge or in the freezer. So now, when we think about storing your food, we have to keep in mind that not every food item belongs in the fridge. Not every food item belongs in the freezer. Okay? We have to keep that in mind as well. Let's think about some items that work in the fridge and freezer. Things like soups, stews, braised meat, or braised dishes in general, cooked grains, some types of roasted vegetables, sauces. All of those, they're going to hold well in the fridge. Some of these are going to hold well in the freezer as well. Now, things that depend on texture, so fried foods, anything that is crispy, fresh salads and things like that, normally they don't hold well for a long period of time in the fridge. So think about that as well when you're planning your menu. Give you a better example. Think about a curry, for example. If you prepare curry, a couple hours after, it's gonna improve the taste. It's gonna hold well in your fridge. It holds well in your freezer as well, if you want that as an insurance in your freezer for, for a time when you need something or you don't have anything else to eat, that holds well in your freezer. Now think about, for example, a risotto. A risotto is gonna hold well for a couple days in the fridge, no problem. It's not gonna improve, it's not gonna decline, it's gonna kind of stay the same. Now, if you think about, for example, a salad jar, depending on which types of leaves and veggies you choose, a salad jar will decline with time in your fridge. It's gonna get soggy and probably it's not gonna be good. Using all this logic when you're building your menu, here are a couple questions that you can ask yourself. Number one, is this food going to improve, decline, or survive? Does this food item belongs in the fridge or in the freezer? And again, will I want to eat this 4 days from now? I think that's another big one. So use these questions, answer these questions, and then depending on your answer, you might approve your menu or you might need to review your menu for the meal prep. Another mistake when building the menu is trying to add too much variety. I know variety is good, it's exciting. We want to eat different things every day, I know. but you have to be realistic. So if you're gonna meal prep and you want to do 10 different dishes, that's most likely a recipe for failure. So try to stay with a reasonable amount of dishes that you can cook without being overwhelmed. So here's a suggestion. Try to pick two different proteins, let's say chicken thighs and ground veal. Try to pick two different veggies. We can say roasted Brussels sprouts, steamed broccoli. Try to pick one main starch. We can go with sweet potato mash, for example, and think about a sauce. So in this case, I think a nice tomato marinara sauce would go well with all of these dishes. So then you have two proteins, two veggies, one starch, one sauce. That gives you flexibility. Depending on how you store those, you can mix and match the items. It gives you variety. It gives you a safety net because most of these items can be stored either in the fridge or in the freezer, and they're gonna hold well. So that's a good menu, a good amount of food to aim for. A lot of people fail on their meal prep on paper, not in the kitchen. Okay, so if you fail on your meal prep before, try to reconsider your menu. Try to take a closer look on the menu items that you are choosing. Next chapter of the Meal Prep Saga, we're going to talk about the market. Because even if your menu is perfect, you can still fail if your grocery list is a chaos. Okay? So see you next. Ciao.